We've been in quarantine for a long time, longer than we ever imagined. It's been difficult for a lot of us in different ways, not being able to go out with friends, travel restrictions, dealing with loss. The list goes on. But have you been able to acknowledge and express what you're feeling during this quarantine? Art has served its purpose time and time again, just as it did during the lockdown period. That it has the power to bring people together, entertain, and allow everyone the opportunity to feel, to relate, to connect, to express. As you adjust to this new normal, I want us to start our art classes by giving focus not just on the technicals, but just how you use art as a means of expression and communication, to focus on the idea and the message you want to send through your artwork. We call that conceptual art. Conceptual art is really any form of art where the idea is more important than the technical aspect or how good it looks. Of course, that doesn't really give leeway for you to just say, "Teacher, here's my artwork. It's a scribble because that's how I'm feeling." Conceptual art is more than that. You give importance to time, spending time first by coming up with an idea or choosing the idea or message you want to focus on, then analyzing your thoughts on the concept, and lastly, which is probably the most engaging part of the process, thinking about how you want to draw it. Some important questions to ask yourself as the artist: what objects can I draw to help represent my idea? What colors will I use to evoke a specific emotion? What little details can I add to emphasize the message? Conceptual art can be more abstract, focusing more on colors, patterns, textures to represent emotions and ideas. Or they can be more representational, using concrete objects and people. It's similar to analyzing how different colors can evoke different emotions. Dark colors for anxiety, anger, discomfort, light colors for peace and happiness. With objects, a toy can represent childhood. A plant can represent growth. Let's try it together. In this artwork, I want to focus on duality, or two sides, because my quarantine experience was of course unsettling, and many of us were unsettled, full of anxiety, absence of peace, unsure of the future, but at the same time trying my best to trust the Lord, to be at peace, to still be grateful for everything He's provided me and my family with. This is how I would do a more abstract version of my conceptual art. And this is how I would do a more representational version of my conceptual art. There isn't an easier version. Both are challenging, but both can deliver a strong message if visualized by the artist well. For this quarter, you guys are going to learn how you can send a message through an artwork by incorporating different elements, styles, colors, etc. based on what exactly you want to say. So it's really very similar to how conceptual art works, because you're bringing light to a certain concept or message. But this message that we want to send in particular is a more uplifting one. Encouraging, inspiring, supportive, thankful. Through this whole quarantine period, the frontliners, doctors, nurses, guards, delivery men, street sweepers, pharmacists, supermarket workers, we call them frontliners because while everyone was at home, they had to go to work to keep health and food services going for us. If you haven't taken time to appreciate and thank the frontliners yet in your own way, it would be good to do so as well through art. In the same way that you would with conceptual art, it's about visualizing what you want to say with minimal to no words in an artwork, for the artwork to speak for itself. Here are some examples of artworks that you can draw inspiration from to thank the frontliners for their hard work. yourself, how was my quarantine experience? What do I want to say to thank the frontliners? Is there a particular frontliner that I want to say thank you to? Maybe there was a doctor who helped your family member recover, or a supermarket worker who treated you and your family kindly as you bought groceries to prepare for the lockdown. Gather your thoughts and your words of thanksgiving to the frontliners and then think, how can I express this in an artwork? For example, I want to say thank you to the frontliners for being a safe net or a shield for us during the quarantine period. In the same way that we wear a mask to minimize exposure to the virus, their dedication to their jobs allowed us the opportunity to stay home and keep safe. So I'm going to draw a mask with different jobs of the frontliners as a design. There are hundreds of ideas you guys can think of, especially because your artworks will differ based on the things you want to say, so be creative.